5 really simple tips that you can take into your golf game to hit the driver a lot further. Let's do it, and let's do it now. Tip number 1, tee height. It's simple, but let me explain. Hi everyone, James Robinson here. If you're new to my channel and this is your first time watching my content, make sure you consider hitting that subscribe button. If you're on social media, so am I. Check out my Twitter handle, that's at the bottom there. And if you like pictures, I'm also on Instagram. I like to think I post some pretty cool golf related stuff on there. That's up in that corner there. So today we are talking 5 really simple, easy tips or changes you can make to your game. And they're that simple, I'm not even going to call them changes. I'll call them tweaks or titivations. There's a word for you. Just real small, minute little things that you can change in your golf game and hopefully find you 5, 10, 15, 20 yards by simple changes. Let's get back to the video. Remember, tip 1, tee height. Now for me, tee height is such an important factor because you need to be able to hit the driver out the middle of the club face every time. Not only do you need to worry about what colour tee you use, personally I like using the white ones, especially the white Titleist ones that I stole off Nick. Thanks for those, Nick, they're still going strong. But if you use a pink tee, use an orange tee, you may use a white tee, make sure that's consistent. Don't go changing different tee pegs on different days because then the point of striking your driver is going to vary far too much. And it kind of brings me on to point 2 as well, low point. Where's the low point of your club? Do you even know? Where was the low point of my wedge there? I'll show you. The low point of my wedge here, and the ball was there. Now that's spot on with the wedge, that's exactly where it needs to be. I need to compress the ball, I want to take a nice little divot, but I've seen people hit drivers with that same low point. It's not going to work. Low point with the driver needs to be pre-ball. It needs to be before the ball. Just in case you didn't know what pre-ball means. Then you hit up on the ball. That means that your swing path's going to be a little bit more to the right if you're a right-handed golfer. So if you struggle with that dreaded slice as well, and you're coming down onto the ball, rule of thumb would say that you're coming across it because you're coming down too steeply. So the low point's post-ball or after the ball. Do you see what I mean? So that means if we were to put points 1 and 2 together, tee height and low point of the driver, you're going to be sweeping up on the ball to launch it up into the air, which should improve carry distances. Just like that one there. That one went sky high. If you look at any of the big drivers on tour, the driver sets off so high and just keeps going and going and going. A little bit like that one. So point 3 of the 5 really easy tweaks, titivations you can make to your game to hit further drives, grip pressure. And I spoke about this on my 5 hacks to better golf last week. Your grip pressure needs to be about a 3 out of 10. You don't want to throttle it, but you don't just want to let it slide out your hands. That's going to help you set the wrists on the way back. It's going to help you unload the club. It almost acts as extra leverage, which means extra speed, which means extra distance. You see where I'm going with this? This next tip is so prominent throughout the bag, not just with the driver. You can't create all your speed with your hands. It is impossible to try and create all that speed just with hand motion. You need to include your body in there. When I hit this ball, I'm going to make sure I turn with my big muscles, my legs, my bum, my body. I'm not just going to try and use brute strength with my hands. It doesn't work. So implementing a good weight transfer in there and a good hip rotation creates way more speed and consistency of strike than trying to use these bad boys here. It's about creating coil, it's about creating resistance, and then releasing that coil and releasing that resistance onto the golf ball. Think of baseball, think of anything that involves power and rotation. A boxer doesn't throw a punch like that. That's not going to hurt, is it? Boom! Well, that wouldn't hurt from me, but it might hurt from somebody else. Too much power. Should have used my hands. Oh. And here's an interesting one, guys. Just before we move on to the fifth and final point, how much difference to your game do you think 10 yards off the tee would make, or will make, hopefully, if you employ these changes? Is it going to lower your handicap? Is it going to make you knock it past your best mate? Which is most important to you? I've got no problems with you coming to me saying, James, I just want to knock it past Mike every week. It's fun, isn't it? Okay, so point 5, and this is a really interesting one. Until you actually try this, you may just dispel it straight away, but what you're doing needs to flow. You watch all the big hitters in the game, they never stand there purely static like this and then try and create loads of power. The flowing, the moving, the edging the way into the start of the swing with a bit of rhythm. So it's more like this. You haven't got to look like you're dancing, but you've got to look like you're ready to move. If you try and make a 120-mile-an-hour swing from a static start, that's going to be difficult. And that was one of the best drives I've ever hit as well. So there must be something in it, right? Think of it like a rhythmical move. If that golf swing is a couple of seconds into the movement, you're already creating power, you're already storing power. You're not just standing there and then expecting to move really quickly. That was quick, wasn't it? So as you can see there, I put all 5 points into play, 5 titivations, 5 tweaks, 5 little changes you can make to your golf game to hit the golf ball further, and I'm left with 120 yards into a par 5, so I'm hitting pitch and wedge as we are into a little bit of a wind. Guys, I've been James Robinson. That's an eagle opportunity. I'm here at Huddersfield Golf Club. If you've enjoyed that video, make sure you put that thumbs up, make sure you click the subscribe button and ring the little notification bell so you know whenever I upload new content. Check me out on Twitter, check me out on Instagram, and I'll see you soon.